You may be curious about the meaning of the on-off symbol if you have seen it on your dashboard. You want to know how to use this feature, which is present in many modern vehicles. What does the dashboard's on-off mean, and should you be concerned? In this video, we discuss this important feature. We demonstrate when to use overdrive and when to switch it off. We also assist you in determining whether turning it off or putting it in overdrive might harm your car. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. Overdrive is denoted by the acronym OD, and deactivation of the overdrive system is indicated by OD-OFF. Many modern cars with automatic transmissions come equipped with this feature. Overdrive is a gear that lowers the RPMs, which lessens the strain on the motor. In a lower gear, the engine can generate more power when overdrive is deactivated. The car can sustain a faster speed at lower RPMs when it's engaged. This feature improves fuel economy and reduces engine noise. It also results in the car wearing down less. The torque converter isn't locked when the OD-OFF display illuminates, indicating that the overdrive gear has been turned off. The RPMs will increase because the overdrive gear is not in use at this time. Still, all it takes to reactivate the overdrive gear is a button push. When to use overdrive. Driving highway speeds. On open roads, overdrive is an essential component of the driving equation. When driving at a constant high speed on a highway, using overdrive enables you to get the most out of the engine. You can minimize the RPMs by letting your car go into top gear. Not only will you maximize fuel efficiency, but you'll also notice a reduction in engine noise. Everyday driving. For most driving conditions, the overdrive function should be engaged. It's not usually the case, despite what many people on the internet will tell you, that you have to tell the transmission what to do. Actually, a lot of technology is installed in new cars to maximize performance. Most of the time, the transmission's computer determines when to shift without any input from you. When to turn off overdrive. Erratic shifting. The transmission should shift smoothly and problem-free most of the time. You might want to turn the transmission off, though, if you find that it keeps switching between the top gear and the one below it. If this is allowed to continue, the transmission will be harmed. Most of the time, you won't notice it until the car is trying to accelerate, like when you're climbing a hill. As soon as you're back on level ground, shift back into overdrive. Hauling or towing. It may be time to remove the overdrive when you are towing or have a large load in your car. You might find the car struggling if you let the transmission go into its highest gear. This issue may be more common when climbing steep inclines or hills. In fact, when towing, the majority of automakers advise against using the overdrive. When in doubt, heed the owner's manual's advice. Overtake another car. The transmission must shift down when the overdrive is turned off. The RPMs rise as the gear drops, providing you more power to accelerate. With overdrive engaged, you could pass other vehicles by moving ahead of them, but turning it off makes the car more forceful and responsive, which reduces the amount of time required. Engine braking. You have other options for slowing down besides just using your brakes, whether you need to stop or are moving downward. By raising the RPMs, the engine has the ability to slow down the vehicle. Some will claim that using engine braking improperly harms your car, but there is no evidence to support this claim. It might be preferable for your car to temporarily run on the engine if your brakes are becoming hot. Is it okay to leave the automatic car in overdrive all the time? Unless you switch it off, today's automatic cars will automatically shift into overdrive when they reach a predetermined speed. The car will not shift into overdrive when you are not driving at highway speeds. As a result, it will only be applied when necessary. Generally speaking, you want to leave the car in overdrive, and you do not want to drive your car every day with the overdrive turned off, although there is no evidence that this poses a risk to the engine or transmission. However, it does not offer the desired driving dynamics. When you deactivate overdrive, you will consume more fuel than necessary and hear more engine noise due to the increased RPMs. It's best to leave overdrive alone and let the transmission do its job unless you have a specific reason to turn it off. Hope the information was helpful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.